9440.
4405.
944005.
Welcome back, crime fighters. Time for another edition of Calhoun County's Most Wanted, the program where you get to help make Calhoun County a better and safer place for all of us by helping us lock up the bad guys. I'm Chris Wright, along with Chief Deputy Matthew Wade from the Calhoun County Sheriff's Office. Matthew, good to see you.
Glad to be back. Another good week for our TV show, 2 arrests.
Yeah.
Brings the count up to 3,183 people put in jail, all because of your help.
We've been getting some great information from the viewers. As a matter of fact, we got some information very recently from a viewer that is probably going to end up getting them a reward of $750.
Absolutely. You know, the Oxford Police Department and the District Attorney's Office received information through Crime Stoppers that led to the arrest of 2 sovereign citizens who planned on ripping off some local businesses in the millions of dollars, putting fake and false liens on their businesses and property. And because somebody stepped forward and gave their information, they're going to get the best we can do, which they probably deserve more than $750, but that's what we're going to be able to give them through Crime Stoppers. And without their help, millions of dollars would have been lost by businesses, which would have been passed on to the customer.
Yeah. These rewards are a good investment. They help stop crimes and save the taxpayers and people who are paying insurance policies, people who are shopping. We save money a lot of different ways when the bad guys are caught.
Absolutely, and we're just really thankful that the Calhoun County Chamber of Commerce is getting involved and making sure that Crime Stoppers is funded properly so we can keep giving these rewards out.
Now, we've also got people losing money with some scams that we've been hearing about. I know one that the power company has been warning people about.
The power company, and we've gotten a recent one about Sam's. You know, bottom line is if somebody contacts you and tells you that they're going to give you some money, but they need you to send some money to them or your information ahead of time, it's a scam. It's always a scam. Don't do it. If you're ever any questions, you know, if they say that they're with Sam's or with Alabama Power Company, look the number up, call them back, talk to them direct. Power company's never called me one time to ask me anything. So if I've ever contacted by the power company, it was through official correspondence or me calling them. And you know, the age-old thing is if somebody calls you and says, send me some money to get more money, it's a scam. Don't do it.
And every time they hit somebody, I think we had somebody in Calhoun County that got hit for $20,000.
Yes.
That just encourages the people to keep doing it and other people to do it. So every time somebody gets suckered, the rest of us become more likely to be targeted.
Absolutely. And you know, this is kind of like the wild, wild west. This is something that goes on all the time, and people want to know why can't something be done about it. And the way through technology it is, they're calling through internet providers' phones. They're out of the country. There's really no way for local law enforcement to be able to do anything until laws are changed, until technology is greater for us to track these people back. Best thing to do is don't give anybody no personal information and no money. If you have to give somebody money to get more money potentially, it's a scam. Yeah. Don't do it.
And we have a sheriff's office and lots of other people that are working to try to protect us, but it all comes down in the end to personal responsibility and accountability. Make the right decisions. If you make mistakes, people can get you regardless of how much we put into trying to protect you.
Absolutely. If they're truly legitimate, they won't have a problem giving you their name and number. And you can hang up and call the sheriff's office, ask to speak to me or anybody else, and we'll tell you, more than likely, it's a scam. Don't do it. When in doubt, just hang up the phone.
There you go. All right, well, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have the first half of this week's lineup, see if you can help us identify anybody or tell us where they might be. And also, we're going to talk about a free event that's coming up in Calhoun County very soon on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.
Congratulations, Sheriff Amerson, John Garlick, and Matthew Wade, my friends, for 10 years of Calhoun County's Most Wanted and over 3,000 arrests. Way to go, guys.
Congratulations, Calhoun County's Most Wanted and Crime Stoppers, for 10 great years. And thank you to the citizens of Calhoun County for putting 3,000 people behind the bars. Yay!
For emergency and non-emergency medical transportation, you can count on Anniston EMS.
Hello, I'm Johnny Warren with Anniston EMS, and we appreciate the opportunity to provide support for the Calhoun County's Most Wanted program. And I would like to remind everyone out there that if they need any medical transportation needs, please don't hesitate to call us.
Call Anniston EMS at 256-237-8572.
Big news for homebuyers searching through all those complicated mortgage options. AOD Federal Credit Union is now offering new, out-of-the-box mortgage solutions. Mortgage loan manager Jamie Bailey will help find the best rates and quickest approval for you. Conventional, FHA, VA, USDA, Jumbo, HARP, and more. Call Jamie Bailey at 256-241-8218. Out-of-the-box mortgage services. Reason number 4 that you belong with AOD Federal Credit Union. Federally insured by NCUA. All loans subject to credit approval. Certain restrictions apply. Equal housing lender.
Amazing Grace.
How sweet the sound that saved
a crackhead, drug addict, alcoholic, meth freak, a wretch like me.
I once was
Homeless,
broken, sad,
just lost. But now I am sober,
happy.
I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Every day, shattered lives are restored thanks to the goods you donate to the Salvation Army.
Hi, I'm Katina Houston with Family Links, and this is the Parenting Tip of the Week. It can be shocking and upsetting to learn that your child has gotten in trouble for picking on others or been labeled a bully. As difficult as it may be to process this news, it's important to deal with it right away. Whether the picking is physical or verbal, if it's not stopped, it can lead to aggressive antisocial behavior and interfere with your child's success in school and ability to form and sustain friendships. A parent's own sensitivity is an important ingredient in teaching thoughtfulness. You will be teaching concern for others by your own example, which is the most effective way. But with some children, more than a good example is necessary. You have to make your child aware of the feelings he is likely to generate in others by thoughtless behavior. Whenever an episode of insensitivity on your child's part occurs, resist the temptation to scold or preach and instead calmly ask, how do you think the child felt when you said that? You'll probably get a shrug of the shoulders and I don't know, but follow up with, well, let's think about it. How would you feel if that child said that to you? Continue the questioning without sounding judgmental until your child can verbalize something about his or her feelings. And certainly you want to praise him every time he does something that shows respect for someone else's feelings. Say things like, that was really nice of you to let your brother play with your truck. I know you're afraid he might get it banged up. And don't hesitate to let your own feelings show. He may need to develop better skills of reading other people's feelings. Finally, without making a big deal of it, find opportunities to compliment your child whenever he shows empathy and concern for others. Hopefully, in time, your child will grasp the idea that thoughtfulness and concern are other important values in your family. For more parenting tips, please contact Family Links at 256-820-5911.
And welcome to this week's edition of Calhoun County's Most Wanted. First up this week, Antonio Rawls. Mr. Rawls, last known to be living in Anniston, he's wanted for probation violation on breaking and entering an auto. And meet Desmond Efford. Mr. Efford, last known to be living in Anniston, he's wanted for failure to appear on possession of marijuana first. And meet Lucas Adams. Mr. Adams, last known to be living in Anniston, he's wanted for failure to appear on possession of marijuana second. And here is Jody Lee. Mr. Lee, last known to be living in Pell City, he's wanted for failure to appear on theft of property third. And this is Timothy Williams. Mr. Williams, last known to be living in Lynette, he's wanted for failure to pay child support, the face of a deadbeat dad. And last up for our first half, Alice Jenkins. Miss Jenkins, last known to be living in Anniston, she's wanted for failure to appear on possession of marijuana second. And that's it for the first half of our lineup. Stay tuned for the second half later in the show.
All right, and we are back on Calhoun County's Most Wanted. We'll talk about some more bad guys in just a few moments, but right now let's have some fun, or get ready to anyway. We've got a big free event coming very soon. Larry May is here to talk about it. Larry is the owner of CD Cellar on Noble Street in Anniston. And Larry, you have been working hard for a while now, putting on some free events in Anniston. How do you get to bring in all these bands that play for free?
Well, it's a really cool partnership we have with the city, the county commission. We've got different sponsors like RMC, the Anniston Waterworks, Eastman, Alabama Power, and they all kick in so that we can go ahead and bring arts and culture to downtown Anniston.
Yeah, so what was the first one that you brought was the Michael Jackson tribute, right?
It was, and my son was 8 at the time, and I thought, you know what, I need to find something that kids are going to like, and it's going to be something that's going to be universally attractive to everybody. So those songs were things that he said everybody at his school liked. So I said, let's try, we can't get the real Michael, so let's get somebody who's the next best thing. We brought Who's Bad. They came in, blew it up. The city loved it, and they said, hey, let's make this a permanent line item. Ever since then, we've gotten money from the city and the county to go ahead and put them on.
You know, next time, Matthew does a really good Michael Jackson impersonation. You can just get him.
I really do. Other day I walked in a convenience store and they actually had Michael Jackson on. I busted a move right there in the convenience store. Y'all think I'm kidding.
And
but
people thought it was really him, right?
They thought he busted a hip.
No, they thought I was hurt, but I had a good time doing it.
All right, so I got to hear some of the responses that you got when you said, hey, I want to do free concerts in Anniston out at Zen Park.
You know, it's not as crazy as it sounded. I've got a partner, Robert Jackson, and he said, how much is it going to cost? And I told him, he goes, no sweat. So Robert is the financial brains behind this operation. He went out and he raised all the money, and I just do the day-to-day logistics, and our partnership is perfect. And he does the things that I hate to do and vice versa. So it's just great synergy we have together.
All right. I think Michael Jackson tribute was probably a really great place to start out there, because Zen Park kind of in the middle of Anniston, the two sides of Anniston, if you will, kind of coming together, something that, that pretty much everybody could enjoy. And not everybody likes the same kind of music, but that's something that kind of crosses a lot of different boundaries.
It is, and we want it to be at Zen Park because we believe that, you know, that is the central part of downtown, and we want to bring everybody together, and that's why we picked that Michael Jackson thing. Since we've gotten bigger and added more acts, we try and do a little more we do different genres, and people seem to like that formula so far.
Yeah, first you're starting out to try to please as many people as possible, and now you know, hey, we're going to get to keep doing this. You can, you know, say, okay, well, we're going to please this group this time and this group next time.
Sure, and the city manager, he's behind it all the way, and he's made a pretty big move this year to enable us to keep doing these things. And for the first time ever, the city of Anniston will have a free show for you, and you also get to buy a cold beer while you're there.
Wow. Have you met any resistance on that?
None at all, none at all. Everybody knows that this thing can't go on forever and get bigger without pumping more money into it. And that's how they've decided to go ahead and get their money back.
Okay, so yeah, alcohol sales will bring some stuff. Of course, you have to make sure that you've got everybody taken care of. And fortunately, Matthew, I know that we've had a lot of help from the sheriff's office in the past.
And you know, in law enforcement, just like this TV show is based on, is community involvement, and we want to be a part of our community. We want to serve. It's not all about arresting bad guys. It's about also being a part, being approachable, and making sure people's safe.
And speaking of safe, there were some questions about Zen Park. Some people say, I don't know about going down to Zen Park at night. Have we had any problems?
We have had zero problems. This is our third year. We've had 2 and sometimes 3 shows in a year, and we've had 0 arrests, and we've had no problems whatsoever. Everybody is so well behaved, and it's such a good thing. I can't talk about it, getting really excited.
All right, my favorite show so far was the Marshall Tucker Band. How about you?
Mine would be Morris Day and the Time. I was really excited. Robert and I could not believe that we get to bring one of our idols to town 30 years after Purple Rain came out, and that's why we had to do it.
Was that the biggest crowd that you've had so far? Or?
I think so. We probably had close to 7,000 people in the park that night.
All right. Cameo was part of that too, wasn't he?
Did
he show up, or is he different?
That's another entity. I don't.
Okay, that was completely separate. Okay.
I can't take any claim to that. Sorry.
Right. But the next show that is part of the Model City Fest Music Festival is going to be the Atlanta Rhythm section.
Yes. Very excited about that, and I think it is. It's got a good cross section. I think it's going to hit every category of citizen, because you know it's not just a southern rock band like Marshall Tucker Band. It's got some jazz elements. It's got some classic rock elements. It's got some pop elements. So it's going to be a great show from a really cool band that everybody. And I guarantee you, if you come out there and you're like, I don't know if I've even heard of these guys, you know at least 6 or 7 of those songs.
And it's going to be on Friday night, October the 3rd.
Yes.
Of course, that's high school football season, so we're
battling
about
that too. We're going to go ahead. We'll have openers at 7, from 7 to 7:30, probably from 7 to 9:30, and then at 9:30 we're going to put the band on, and they're going to play for 90 minutes. We're going to have the Atlanta Rhythm section until, I guess, the police shift changes.
So if you want to go to the ball game, you can see the first half of a local football game and then come out at halftime and probably be there in time to see the whole show. Or if you stay for the whole football game, you can still probably get out there in time to see part of the show.
Sure, you can catch anything. I think, and I'm guessing the games will be over around 9 or so. And I'll start at 9:30, and if it needs to be done, we can move it back about 15 minutes or so. We're prepared to do that.
All right, well, we'll talk some more about this in just a few moments. When we come back, we'll also have the second half of this week's lineup on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.
Congratulations on Calhoun County Most Wanted and Crime Stoppers for 10 years on the air and 3,000 arrests.
Congratulations to Calhoun County's Most Wanted, 10 years on the air, and the Crime Stoppers for their 3,000 arrests. Great job, guys. Keep up the good work.
Amazing grace.
How sweet the sound that saved
A crackhead, drug addict, alcoholic, meth freak, a wretch like me.
I once was.
Homeless,
Broken. Sad.
just lost. But now I am sober.
Happy.
I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Every day, shattered lives are restored thanks to the goods you donate to the Salvation Army.
Big news for homebuyers searching through all those complicated mortgage options. AOD Federal Credit Union is now offering new, out-of-the-box mortgage solutions. Mortgage loan manager Jamie Bailey will help find the best rates and quickest approval for you. Conventional, FHA, VA, USDA, jumbo, HARP, and more. Call Jamie Bailey at 256-241-8218. Out-of-the-box mortgage services. Reason number 4, that you belong with AOD Federal Credit Union. Federally insured by NCUA. All loans subject to credit approval. Certain restrictions apply. Equal housing lender.
For emergency and non-emergency medical transportation, you can count on Anniston EMS.
Hello, I'm Johnny Warren with Anniston EMS, and we appreciate the opportunity to provide support for the Calhoun County's Most Wanted program. And I would like to remind everyone out there that if they need any medical transportation needs, please don't hesitate to call us.
Call Anniston EMS at 256-237-8572.
And welcome to the second half of our lineup. First up this half, Erica Gamble. Miss Gamble, last known to be living in Jacksonville. She's wanted for failure to appear on possession of marijuana second. And meet Johnny Barclay. Mr. Barclay, last known to be living in Lincoln. He's wanted for failure to pay child support, another deadbeat dad. And meet Charmaine Davis. Miss Davis, last known to be living in Ohatchee. She's wanted for writing multiple worthless checks. And this is Christian Kane. Miss Kane, last known to be living in Lincoln. She's wanted for domestic violence third, harassment. Take a look at Leonard Monroe. Mr. Monroe, last known to be living in Jacksonville. He's wanted for failure to appear on writing multiple worthless checks. And last up in our lineup this week, Christopher Robertson. Mr. Robertson, last known to be living in Anniston. He's wanted for failure to appear on use and possession of drug paraphernalia and failure to appear on possession of marijuana second. And that's it for the lineup this week. If you know the whereabouts of any of these people, please give Crime Stoppers a call at 256-238-1414.
More bad guys coming up in just a little while, but we don't know who they are. We'll have the Crime Stoppers segment of the show, and hopefully you'll be able to tell us who's responsible for some of the crimes committed around Calhoun County. We're working on it, but we can find the answer a whole lot quicker if you can help us out. Right now we're talking with Larry May of CD Cellar, who's been part of the Model City Music Fest. We started a few years ago with the Michael Jackson tribute. We've had several great shows since then. Coming up on Friday, October 3rd, Atlanta Rhythm Section playing at Zen Park in downtown Anniston. Absolutely free. A lot of people still haven't gotten that free part. They still think, well, I'm not going to pay my money to go down there. You don't have to. It's all being paid for.
You're exactly right. We've got great media partners that help us go ahead and advertise it. And then we've got sponsorship or sponsors that come in and they make sure that everybody can come for free and have a great time. I've lived here since 1981 and I've never been able to come and see a concert in my hometown, much less a free one. So we're really excited to be able to offer that.
All right. So with the Atlanta Rhythm Section, is there? We know we're going to have alcohol that's going to be available in this one. That
Yes.
part's not going to be free.
No, that would be generous, but I think the city manager will probably stop there at free beer.
Is there going to be anything else about this show that's going to be different from the ones that we've had in the past?
Not really. We're going to still have local openers. We're still going to have people coming out and serving food. You know, at the bottom part of the park, we've got great vendors. Anything you need will be down there. We've got the APD will be there. The deputies will be there. It's the safest place in Anniston that night. We're right across the street from the police station. Tons of security that we'll hire and all the other police presence. This place is safer than the Batcave. Come down, have a good time, Zen Park is going to be it's newly renovated. You're going to have a great time. Just please, if you don't believe what we're talking about and you're skeptical, you're the people we want to come down there and check it out.
All right, now Matthew wants you to bring in for the next show, he wants the Red Hot Chili Pipers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Chili Pipers, okay.
Not the Red Hot Chili Peppers, the Red Hot Chili Pipers, a bagpipe band.
Yeah, if you could do that, I'd be there.
I'm sure I can swing that. No problem whatsoever.
Are we looking yet at the future, or is our mind stopping right now at Atlanta Rhythm section, or do we have some idea of where we're going from here?
We are always planning for next year. We're going to get this show behind us, and then we're going to start working on next year. A lot of that has to do with us talking to the city manager and the city council and making sure that our event matches other events that they have in the city, because they're going to throw real money behind this thing. And if we want to be paired with a bicycle race, that's always an option. And the Noble Street Festival or Niwala, when it comes in the latter part of the fall, that's the things that we want to be involved with, and we want to make sure everybody comes downtown and has a great time.
Yeah, so it's about giving the people in the community a chance to come out and have some fun, give some more quality of life back to the citizens, but it's also a tool for helping to build up.
Oh, it's definitely economic development, because you look at the people that come downtown, and as soon as they are done watching this fantastic show, they spill over into all the restaurants and the pub and all the bars and grills downtown, and they're covered up till way past midnight, sometimes 2 o'clock in the morning. We talked to the Brew Pub last year. It was their best day of the year.
And it's not just for that one night. The more you can get people coming into downtown, or even if they don't come for the show, but they hear about it on the radio, see it on television, and they feel like Anniston is a happening place where things are going on, they're more likely to come down for whatever other events.
Yeah, there's tons of stuff to do downtown. I have a business downtown, so I'm always partial to what goes on there. But you know, I'd say we probably got 5 of the best restaurants right there that you can hit with a Nerf football from in front of my store. Mm-hmm. So there's tons of stuff to do downtown. People ought to really come down and look.
So how do we decide which bands you're going to try to bring in?
A lot of that has to do with budget. If we try and pinpoint the ones that are that we can afford, and number 2, the ones that are coming through, so we can make it affordable.
Yeah, if they're playing in Atlanta and then over in Mississippi, then it makes it a whole lot easier to get them to make a stop in Anniston without charging you an arm and a leg.
Exactly right, and that's what happened with Marshall Tucker. We just made sure that they were coming through, and just everything worked out right, and they came through, and we had a blast.
All right, now you've got your shop, you sell music, so if I go in and start buying a whole bunch of CDs from my favorite band, am I going to make you think that everybody wants this band to come in?
That's exactly what's going to happen. I'm easily bribed.
It doesn't work that way, but it would be hard to do that. It really is hard trying to line up the dates where the city's got something that's, okay, this is going to work really well for the city, and the bands as well. It's hard to match those up.
It is. We actually went through at least 5 or 6 bands that we targeted last time before we settled on the Morris Day show. That was originally going to be, it was going to be Bush at one point and Counting Crows at another, and then it just finally turned out to be Morris Day and the Time, which was my first pick all along.
All right, real quick, we got just one more minute. Anybody that wants to get involved in a way other than just coming out and watching the show, what can they do?
We can always use volunteers to work or clean up, or even come help set up equipment and break down equipment. You can come to modelcityfest.com and contact me, or you can call me at CD Cellar, and I will make sure that I find a place for you, because we always need more hands on deck.
All right, very good. Thank you for doing all this work to bring the bands in. I'll be there. Matthew, you going to be there?
I'll have to check and see. I don't know.
You got to check with the missus first.
I'd have to check with the boss.
All right. We will be back in just a few moments with our crazy criminal of the week on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.
Congratulations to Calhoun County's Crime Stoppers and the Most Wanted program that airs on the TV all the time, and for being on the air for 10 years, and also for arresting over 3,000 people. Great job, guys.
Big news for homebuyers searching through all those complicated mortgage options. AOD Federal Credit Union is now offering new, out-of-the-box mortgage solutions. Mortgage loan manager Jamie Bailey will help find the best rates and quickest approval for you. Conventional, FHA, VA, USDA, Jumbo, HARP, and more. Call Jamie Bailey at 256-241-8218. Out-of-the-box mortgage services. Reason number 4 that you belong with AOD Federal Credit Union. Federally insured by NCUA. All loans subject to credit approval. Certain restrictions apply. Equal housing lender.
For emergency and non-emergency medical transportation, you can count on Anniston EMS.
Hello, I'm Johnny Warren with Anniston EMS, and we appreciate the opportunity to provide support for the Calhoun County's Most Wanted program. And I would like to remind everyone out there that if they need any medical transportation needs, please don't hesitate to call us.
Call Anniston EMS at 256-237-8572.
And welcome to the Crime Stoppers portion of our show. This is where we ask you to put on your deer stalkers and help our investigators. First up on your caseload this week, on September 8th, this residence on Iron City Motorway in Anniston was broken into. Assorted jewelry was stolen from that location. And also on September 8th, this residence on Collins Road in Ohatchee was broken into. Now, nothing has been reported stolen at this time. A witness, however, observed a small silver truck in the area. And on September 10th, this gray 2002 Ford Taurus was broken into while parked at a business on Golden Springs Road in Anniston. They got away with a cell phone. And sometime between September 9th and September 10th, this business located on Old Chocolaca Road in Anniston was broken into. They got away with a PlayStation 3 gaming system and games. And sometime on September 10th, the Craftsman lawn tractor was stolen from this residence on Boiling Springs Road in Ohatchee. And here, between September 1st and September 10th, this residence on Kimberly Road in Piedmont was broken into. Various appliance, furniture, lawn equipment, and assorted jewelry were stolen from there. And on September 6th, this storage building located on Ben Martin Drive in Ohatchee was broken into. Assorted tools were stolen from that location. And last up on your caseload this week, between September 9th and September 12th, this storage building on Mitchellville Road in Lincoln was broken into. They got away with a Cub Cadet. And that is your Crime Stoppers portion of the show. Please, if you have any information on these cases, please give Crime Stoppers a call, 256-238-1414. Remember, we want your information and not your name.
Stupid! You're so stupid!
The Crazy Criminal of the Week is sponsored by Systems by Design, Simply Smart Security. Find out how they can protect your home or business at systemsbydesign.org.
All right, Matthew, we've got a crazy criminal this week that he is on the run and apparently has been for at least a few months in Calhoun County, and nobody's been able to catch him. He's I guess somebody's former pet pig.
You sure it's a pet pig?
I'm not sure it was actually a pet, but I know it's a pig.
We've
got video evidence of that. You can show this here.
That's undercover officer Mr. Oinkers.
Okay.
You need to put the black thing across his eyes right there.
I thought it was Spamela Anderson.
Spamela.
Actually, you see the dog up there. Apparently, I saw the pig yesterday in my neighborhood. I'm like, did a double take. Yeah, I really just saw a pig over there. And I didn't see the dog, but apparently a lot of people have seen this pig hanging out with the dog all over town for the last couple of months. And it's like our own little Calhoun County version of Timon and Pumbaa, I guess. I don't know.
I guess so, but that's somebody's Dachshund. I'm sure they're missing that Dachshund as well. That's a desired pet.
Yeah. So we've had mixed reports back. I don't want to say anybody's not doing their job or anything, but we've had some reports about whether or not certain people are willing to go out and try to take care of the animal from the county. But I'm not going to make any blanket statements on that. Just I threw it out there on Facebook, and I've gotten a lot of comments back, and people are hoping that the pig can be caught and given a decent home because it is somebody's pig.
Sure. Well, in law enforcement, people have a misnomer that they think we're animal control as well, and I don't know how to catch a pig.
All right. Well, we've got to run. We will be looking for you again next week, but hopefully not in the lineup on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.